Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
At Michigan First Mortgage, we believe a home is more than just four walls. It's endless possibilities, where relationships are strengthened and next steps are taken. It's a place to call your very own, where you can create new traditions and welcome family with open arms. And at Michigan First, it's at the heart of everything we do. Let us help you discover the possibilities of home.
From our very first breath, curiosity is why we question everything through barrages of whys and how comes. It now needs the tools to will its vision into existence. Tools that will forever allow curiosity to obscure the line between technology and magic. Be curious. Make magic. Lawrence Technological University.
Chevy Silverado has what it takes to do it all. With a TurboMax engine and a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Any truck can help you make a living. This one helps you build a life. Chevy Silverado.
Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $299 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Good evening and welcome to Blue Devil Stadium for tonight's women's soccer match featuring the Indiana Tech Warriors and your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. The NAIA alongside the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference take great pride in the conduct of its student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators. We encourage the cheering of your team, but with the spirit of good sportsmanship kept in mind. Here are the starting 11 for Indiana Tech. Senior goalkeeper number 1, Michaela Beithold. Senior defender number 2, Jordan Brown Mundy. Freshman forward number 5, Anna Lee Jackson. Junior midfielder number 6, Abby Holby. Freshman forward number 10, Georgiana Pelos Noguer. Freshman defender number 11, Cassie Palazzolo. Sophomore forward number 13, Addie Nealis. Senior defender number 19, Julianne Minos. Senior defender number 21, Olivia Sherman. Freshman forward number 22, Peyton Kuhn. junior midfielder number 24, Alina Garcia. The Warriors are coached by Andrea Gordon in their second season. Assistant coaches are Jeff Ritchie, Allie Pencil, Rebecca Delgado. Here's your starting 11 for your LTU Blue Devils. A 5'4" junior defender from Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, number 3, Jaden Conrad. A 5'5" sophomore midfielder from Lake Orion, Michigan, number 4, Bridget Finneran. A 5'3" graduate defender from Markham, Ontario, Canada, number 5, Courtney Madison. A 5'7" junior forward from Ajax, Ontario, Canada, number 9, Malia May. A 5'5" sophomore midfielder from Saline, Michigan, number 13, Abigail Gray. A 5'5" junior midfielder from Livonia, Michigan, number 14, Michaela Waranakis. A 5'7" midfielder graduate student from Grand Haven, Michigan, number 17, Dalia DeRosa. A 5'5" graduate student forward from Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 23, Deanna Hill. A 5'7" freshman defender from New Hudson, Michigan, number 26, Hannah Paget. A 5'8" sophomore goalkeeper from Beckett Ridge, Ohio, number 30, Gabby Nelson. And rounding out their starters is a freshman midfielder, 4'11", from Bellevue, Washington, number 41, Inana Takashima. The Blue Devils are under the direction of Andy Richards. Assistant coaches are Doug Steiner, Trevor Foster, and Tony Casali. The graduate assistant is Camille Allen. There's no answer.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Blue Devil Stadium. This is game number 2 of our college soccer doubleheader coming your way right here on the Lawrence Tech Sports Network. As for the nightcap, it's the women's teams of Lawrence Tech and Indiana Tech. The Warriors and the Blue Devils are squaring off in a WAC Conference opening matchup. John Snow and Alex Johnson back here with you for this game. And Alex, head coach Andy Richards and his squad are riding on a very strong defensive run and a hot streak of 4 consecutive shutouts, a brand new program record leading into conference play. Their record sitting at 3-1-2 on the night, and all led by sophomore goalkeeper Gabby Nelson on the cusp of reaching 300 minutes without allowing a goal.
Yeah, that is really impressive for this LTU women's soccer team here at the start of the season. That is just a really tough accomplishment. That's tough to accomplish, but they're able to get it through here tonight, and Gabby Nelson's been the key piece of it, being the guard of the net, been doing her job, and the Blue Devils and the defense right behind her. It's been a really strong start for them to have that shutout streak to start the season. Now heading into conference play, they're looking to continue that here tonight.
Indiana Tech coming into town with a record of 2-4, and they've had a very tough schedule as we're just about underway, but they have faced 3 teams that are within the top 20 rankings of the NAIA programs, and primarily the top 2 teams, that being number 1 Spring Arbor, and back-to-back 7-0 shutouts as Lawrence Tech looks to get the early advantage. Abigail Gray lets that one fall. His way to Michaela Waranakis. Gray quickly on it, lets that one go by, and it's cleared away by Sherman. DeRosa keeps it in. Up for grabs. Gray got a shove from behind. Patiently waiting for it. A battle into the corner with Brown Mundy, and this will be a throw-in deep within the corner.
Looking for an early attack here for the Blue Devils. So going back to Indiana Tech, like you mentioned, they've been strongly tested throughout, battle-tested for the first couple games of the season. This is the team that is ready for conference play and playing that tough schedule in the non-conference. So that's going to be crucial here for them.
Loose within the box, and it's kicked away by Garcia, kept in by Jarosek. Quick shot, and it's high over the net. Jarosek bidding for the early lead.
Yeah, Jarosek, one of the 5th-year seniors on this team, and one of the experienced players, out on the field right now, and sent that one a little bit upstairs, but you like the approach. If you're the Blue Devils, they're coming off, that draw against Albion that wrapped up their non-conference late Wednesday night.
Warnakas sends it over to Paget. Able to advance it forward, but nobody there to take it away. So this will be a throw-in for Indiana Tech. And for Lawrence Tech, we talked to head coach Andy Richards about the schedule setup. He faced 2 Division III teams out of NCAA, and let alone to prepare yourself for conference play like that, he said you can never be too prepared. So by overdoing it and by finding the best competition possible in Division III programs, it has made his team well aware. So now here's Takashima. Breakaway opportunity. Good footwork inside the arch. Feeds Deanna Hill low inside the box. Hill one-on-one. Feeling pressure from behind. Keeps her dribble. Loose ball for grabs. Overcomes Finneran. Finneran sends it in. A heel stop. Right back to Finneran. Trying to advance it forward a little bit more. And it's kicked out. And it will be a throw-in.
Some good pressure early on by the Blue Devils, just trying to attack early in Indiana Tech zone. But you mentioned, they played some strong competition over the 2 Division III schools they played in Albion and Alma, and you want to be able to be battle tested, through your non-conference slate, so you're prepared for this tough matchup here in WAC play, where every game's a must-win.
Kept in front, nearby center circle. Sent over to Hannah Paget. Reversed engines back to Jaden Conrad. That one got through Warnakas. Picked up by Palozzo. Good ball up, but there's a good block and a stop by Jarosek. Feeds up to Abigail Gray. Gray with a good ball up to Deanna Hill. Hill with a lot of space. Takes her time. Quick shot in, and there's the save. Loose ball still up for grabs. And another diving stop, and the save is made by Michaela Beidel.
The Warriors were very fortunate. Deanna Hill was left all alone there on that left side. She's a very dangerous player to stop, leading the team with 4 goals and being the leader on this team, another 5th-year player from Ann Arbor. And, that was just an opportunity that LTU had, but Deanna Hill was very patient with it. She didn't rush his shot, didn't force it, which is how disciplined of a player she is. And Indiana Tech getting an early stop here.
Very good clean passing for the takeaway. And Finneran kind of rushed that one, as she was definitely miscommunicated with a couple of teammates in Gray and Hill. She just threw it up there for grabs. And so Beidel will take her time with it.
Yeah, Beidel, the goaltender for the Warriors from Manteca, California, the senior at 5'6".
Warriors look to now take their first chance. Good footwork by Palos Nowhere. A shove from behind. Hill was really pressured there by Brown Mundy. And possession is going to go to Lawrence Tech on the throw-in.
Yeah, this is going to be an Indiana Tech team that's going to be hungry. Their last game they lost 5-1 to Taylor, another good team out of Indiana, and went back to Beidel, making her. She's been behind the net, I should say, for all 7 games.
That one was headed back on the free kick, taken away by Abby Holmey. Now set up to the far side, but out of reach and out of bounds. This would be a throw-in. They were trying to reach Cassie Palozzo.
They were looking deep down the field, had an opening, but too far for Palazzolo to get. You'll see those kind of plays where you try to communicate, but it doesn't execute the way you want to.
That's a good ball up. This is Addie Nellis. Knocked down by Finneran. Able to slow things down for the moment. Advances up to Malia May. May, that's a good ball up. Abigail Gray on the run. It's a foot race. Sherman along with the run, and Sherman's going to be kicking it out and for a throw-in.
Yeah, good stop by Sherman back there for the Warriors. Abigail Gray with all that space around her on that far side. She's another key piece to Coach Richard's squad. And
still loose within the box. May giving a good battle for it. Knocked down. Warnakas a quick shot, and that one is just wide to the right.
Yeah, good approach there by Warnakas. Getting herself set, but send it a little bit to the right on that play. And what you want to do, take quality shots. They won't go in every time, but if you want to be able to set yourself up to take a good shot and dig against this tough goalkeeper and Beidel for the Warriors. I mentioned coming in with a .75 save percentage. The goals allowed is a little bit high for her right now at 2.71. Does come in with a 1-4 record.
Indiana Tech on the cusp. Good stop there by Paget. And now Hannah Paget on the move. Advancing it up to Deanna Hill. Hill kind of reversing engine, now puts it towards the box and nobody home, and that's an easy grab for Michaela Beidel.
Yeah, she was looking for someone there. Just no one was really around, and just an easy pickup for Beidel, and want to be able to have that communication here on the field. And there's a really good group of players here for Coach Richards this season. A lot more depth. He talked to me about. I talked with him the other night. Just how he felt about early on this season.
Abigail Gray with the takeaway. Moves back to Matheson, sends it across to Hannah Paget. Reversing it back to Conrad. Conrad up to the near side for Deanna Hill. Hill, feeling pressure, decides to play it safe and goes all the way back to Gabby Nelson. The history between these two teams, Lawrence Tech and Indiana Tech, 4 wins and 6 losses for LTU against Indiana Tech and 1 tie. So this will be officially the 12th matchup ever in the history between these two programs.
Yeah, building on this conference rivalry game that you can see here.
Quick shot, that was blocked in front. And that was great work by Holme. Indiana Tech looks to regain. Nobody home on that pass. Bridget Finneran takes command. And nobody there on that opportunity. Reverse back softly. And just able to get it out as Beidel as Gray was crashing in.
Putting that pressure on it. Maybe could have had a foot on it.
A near takeaway. Malia May is not able to keep that one in bounds. And that will be a throw in for Indiana Tech. That pass back by Olivia Sherman was definitely soft enough. And Gray almost could have had an opportunity but elected not. That one's loose up for grabs. Out comes Conrad. She advances it back. Off the chest of Elena Garcia. Out of bounds for a throw-in. We'll do it once more. LTU continues their march down the field.
Want to be able to set the tone for this game. Aren't able to get anything on offense Wednesday night.
In the box, Takashima was crashing in, but another great stop by Michaela Beidel. And as we approach the 10-minute mark, Gabby Nelson has surpassed the 300-minute marker without allowing a goal within that span.
Yeah, that is really impressive for her. Being really tough in that and making that's just really a good accomplishment for her, and you give credit to her and her defense behind her.
Takashima leads it off for Jarosek, but that pass goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Warriors.
Coming in as a sophomore this season, coming in, talking with Coach Richards, just having the confidence in her and things that she's done to put this team where they're at right now.
Jarosek in a good battle along the line with Palazzolo. Matheson, one of the other captains, takes command, but that one goes right into the bench. It'll be another throw-in. Probably important to mention that Lawrence Tech is without one of their captains here tonight, and that is Jessica Koji. Koji got injured in the matchup against Albion, and so one of the 4 captains is down, but Abigail Gray quickly on the move, feeds up to Deanna Hill. Another good breakaway opportunity. Hill, one-on-one with Brown Mundy. Hill got knocked from behind, no whistle blown, and Indiana Tech is able to clear it out.
Yeah, I like the approach by LTU as Abigail Gray was looking forward to Deanna Hill with the break.
Now Georgina Palos Noguer sends it off for Annalie Jackson. Noguer puts a quick shot in, and I believe that missed the post. And another great diving effort, and this will be a goal kick for Gabby Nelson.
That's a shot attempt by the Warriors. As that was Noguer on that play, and good stop by Gabby Nelson, and Just anchoring in that.
They have teammate open. That's Gray. Being chased is Sherman. Another loose ball for grabs. And it's going to be vital to have to clear it out. Aaliyah May was crashing on the premise. Payne Kuhn thought about the pass, brought it up towards midfield. That pass still kept in play, but Madsen's able to take it over, but that one goes out of play. This will be a throw-in.
Some early opportunities for LTU here to start. Being down with Abigail Gray and Deanna Hill a few plays ago, and you want to be able to build it up, but looking at it for Indiana Tech and had that one opportunity that they missed. So both sides just trying to get the early momentum and set the tone here early.
That's a good ball up, open opportunity for Belozola. And that one stopped by Paget. Sent over to Hill. Hill again got pressure from behind and a takeaway. Now Jackson with an opportunity gives way to Brown Mundy. And that shot goes way wide and high. So off a turnover, Indiana Tech was not able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they've been pressuring Deanna Hill a lot, just really closely guarding her and not giving her a lot of space to work with.
And you see what they're doing. They flipped the sides, and they put Malia May now on this near side, and they flipped this positioning with Deanna Hill, hopefully for a bit of a mixture of change in coverage. Cutting in front was Holme. And now with the takeaway, it's Palos Nogware. Sent into the mix, knocked down by Conrad. Kept in play, Takashima with a good cut in front. And that's a good clear. Coming over is Jordan Brown Mundy. His way to Palos Nogware. Good footwork by Takashima to hold off.
Takashima coming in as a freshman, coming in from Bellevue, Washington. She's been doing her job, coming in, being in the starting lineup for Coach Richards and making an impact right away.
Throwing on the far side. Deanna Hill continuing the pressure. But going back to those early opportunities, do you think they were being too patient and probably should have tried to throw more cautious and trying to put a shot off at the net?
Well, I think you want to be able to try to be smart with it. You don't want to just shoot randomly or force anything. You just want to be patient and take a quality shot, even in the early stages of the game. They've been working at it, just trying to be able to stay composed and try to be able to work towards the net and take an accurate shot.
Around the corner, Paget sends it towards the net. Up for grabs, Takashima. Heavy turn around. Good footwork with the dribbling for a trio of Warriors, and it's cleared out. And now taken back by Palos Nogware. Still bringing things up the field. And now turns on the Jets as she gets around Paget. Palos Nogware holds things up. Reverses it back to Brown Mundy. Able to get around the pressure of Malia May. May cutting in front. The flag goes up and the foul is called on Jordan Brown Mundy.
I like the defensive pressure by Malia May on Brown Mundy, and she was giving her a little bit of a push, but not to the point where to draw a foul. But you like that pressure by Malia May. She's another player, another experienced player, junior, that Coach Richards relies on as a veteran leader, out in that forward spot, but playing a little bit of the defense right there. And that's what you like to see from the Blue Devils.
That's a good ball up. Takashima in a foot race with Sherman. Sherman's going to win it, and not before it goes out of bounds for a goal kick. So Takashima did get a foot on it. So now Vital will clear it out. They've had their good looks. They've definitely had their good opportunities. A little bit of tight window type passing, but still the opportunities are there. They just need to keep creating.
Yeah, they got to be able to. Got to be able to just put more attack like they did a few moments ago. And Takashima's had her opportunities and made some key plays. Little plays right there that you won't see in the stat sheet. But looking at it for this LTU team, to start off conference play on the right foot and try to learn what they've done through in the non-conference slate of games to carry it over here against this Indiana Tech team. Coming off a 2-4 start to start the year, and they're looking to bounce back and be in the right direction themselves.
Open opportunity, Addie Nellis tried to send it in, And out came Nelson with the big boot.
Yeah, good clear by Nelson. About 40, 50 yards.
A little dump in. Malia May trying to come out, and out comes Vital, and she's able to stop it up. It was a good look for Malia May, but good defensive pressure put up by Annalie Jackson.
Yeah, they were putting a lot of pressure. May thought there should have been a whistle right there, but didn't get the call from the official.
And by correction, that's Danielle Dunn, so they had a quick sub in for the Warriors. Now sent to the far side, this is Annalie Jackson. A little chipper. Good ball look. Cutting in front, Jaden Conrad with some good defense. Able to cut in front of Palos Nagwer. That one's rolling along the line, but it goes out of bounds for a throw-in.
Good work by Conrad, another key anchor in the back line for Coach Richards. And you mentioned how experienced a group this LTU squad is. A lot of mixture of upperclassmen and underclassmen.
LTU will get possession right back as that went off the legs of Georgina Palos Nagwer. Throw in. Off the head of Bridget Finneran, but we go back the other way. So back-to-back turnovers. Paget trying to slow things down. Good reverse pass. Able to slow it down. Holme had that one blocked in front. Battle for it with Malia May. Cutting in front, Finneran, and she's able to take command. Feeds up to Abigail Gray. Gray with some good dribbling. Feeds it off to Takashima. A bit of a hard pass. And cleared out by Peyton Kuhn.
Yeah, good clear by the Warriors as the Blue Devils were putting some early pressure on again.
Approaching 26 minutes left to go in a scoreless game thus far. Only a couple of shots on goal for Lawrence Tech, trying to get a bit of revenge as to last year's matchup, which was in Fort Blaine. It was a 1-1 draw at the end of it, and I asked Coach Richard about it, as that's a good ball up for Deanna Hill, but it rolls out of bounds. I asked Coach Richards about that game, and he said he wasn't really particularly proud of that because they had the man advantage, but they still ended up with a draw. And the fact that they let a rather easy goal go by, they definitely want to turn that around this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you faced this team last year, coming off a draw on the road. You felt like you could have won that game.
Malia May keeps it in, tries to go for another chance, and it's gobbled up by Michaela Beidel.
Yeah, May with that good approach right there, with the moving with their step. But Beidel there to scoop it up and make the save. But going back, to last year where these two teams played, and you mentioned just really having that man advantage. You thought like you should have won that game, but it's a different story this year, and you try to get that one back and start conference play, like I said, 1-0, and that's been the mindset. Every game throughout is to get 3 points.
Quick opportunity the other way. A quick shot. Nelson comes out and makes a diving stop. Nelson, feeling the presence of multiple Warriors, lays out to make the stop.
Yeah, giving all out the effort there by Nelson.
Good ball up for Deanna Hill from Warrenakis, deep within the corner. Hill puts it into the box, and right there to make the catch is Michaela Beidel. So back and forth, both goaltenders feeling the presence and feeling the pressure.
Yeah, they really are, and they're making key stop after stop, and they know that the pressure's rising here as we're approaching the halfway point of this first half, and you just like to see that, from both sides.
And we got a penalty called as Deanna Hill went down on the hit by Payne Kuhn. The Warriors are underneath the leadership of Andrea Gordon in her second season as the head coach. And last year, the Warriors were led to a 4-10-3 overall record and 2-7-2, and just placed in 9th place and missed the tournament playoff.
Yeah, this is a team that Indiana Tech, regardless of what their record says, or in any sport, they're a tough team to stop, tough team to play, and
trying to advance it up to Jarosik off the free kick. Back to Paget. Sent in by Matheson. Off the header try. Gray with a full head of steam. Deep within the corner. Sends it in towards the box. Off the missed header. Deanna Hill couldn't get a leg on it, and it's cleared out by Palazzolo. Stopped up and given back. Cutting in front, Jaden Conrad before that pass got to Palos Nugware. And rolls out of bounds for a throw-in. Knocked down by Holme. That one is a bouncer, and it's going to roll out of bounds right before Palos Nugware could make a play on it. So we go the other way now with Lawrence Tech.
We'd like to see if the Blue Devils can create a spark here. I know they've had some early chances, at the beginning.
Headed back by Matheson. Paget with a good stop, bringing things up. Sends it up to the far side for Dalia Jarosek. A good advance pass up to Deanna Hill. Patient with the dribble. A good reach in off the leg of Palazzolo. Quick throw in. Up for grabs. And was able to get by Hill. Palazzolo the other way. Cutting in front. Warren Nuckus. That one rolls out of bounds for a throw in. 6 total shots have been taken for Lawrence Tech. 3 of them being on goal, testing Michaela Beidel. And now Warriors trying to put on some shots of their own. Palazzolo sends it far to the near side. Paget with the header back. Right around midfield, reversing engines, hits Alina Garcia. Inside center circle. Bit of a mid-collision. Takashima giving pressure to Julianne Munoz. Now Finneran. Lawrence Tech looks to regroup on this possession. Goes all the way back to Gabby Nelson.
Yeah, just didn't like what they saw there. Just give it back to Nelson and try to clear it away.
Almost a near takeaway. Paget had it was cut off by Annalie Jackson. Takashima with a kick from behind. That one sent back, stopped up by Jarosek. Trying to hit Malia May. May gives way to Takashima. Keeps her dribble. Sends it up to Deanna Hill. Hill with a quick pass inside the net. And on the missed header attempt, Abigail Gray missed the shot on goal.
Hill had the right idea, sending it down to Gray. Was looking to head that one in, and good opportunity.
3 total saves for Beidel, and that one she didn't have to be forced to leave the goal. 20 minutes left to go in this first half. Been a pretty beautiful day out here in Southfield. Sun has gone down, the lights are on for a WAC conference opening night. And none better than a good rivalry between 2 technological universities.
Yeah, it's always good, to start off here against your rival here at the beginning of conference play and trying to win the outright here in this game, to begin conference play with a victory, and that's what you strive for, and it's even more so in this kind of rivalry game here.
Cutting in front, Conrad with the high knee. Bit of a mid-collision. The far side official initially put the flag up, but decided to put it down. Out comes Nelson to make the early grab, as Palos Nogware tried to throw it up for grabs inside the box. Finneran is able to regain control. Quick sub in. Madi Mashiga is in the contest for the Warriors. Paget analyzing the field, reverses engine, sends it all the way back to Nelson. Gives way to Finneran. Inside from Michaela Warrenuckus, gives way to Jane Conrad. Person to person they go. Slowly but surely trying to give themselves a chance to put on an early lead. Paget in the middle. A little tip try off the chest of Deanna Hill. Has got it opening deep within. A header try inside the box. Nobody home for Lawrence Tech. Easy pickup for Abby Holme.
Yeah, I think they were trying to look for, I think she was trying to look for Malia May, but she was not in the right spot.
Conrad sends it back to Nelson as to come out with the shovel pass. Good advancement. Conrad in a bit of a mid-collision. Everybody appears okay. Up for Michaela Warnakas. Got pressured by Mashiga. And again, they go back to Nelson. Good pressure being put on by Indiana Tech to really force the Blue Devils to regroup.
Yeah, that's been their strong suit here tonight is, you know, especially up front with their midfield and the back line has done their job. You know, they've allowed LTU to have some open chances, you know, near the net, but nonetheless, you know, they've done their job here so far early on.
Quick throw in by Gray. Quick shot in, and no chance for Malia May to put a foot on it. Again, they look down low, and 2 missed shot on goal opportunities.
Yeah, they like going to that side of the field and just looking for someone to create a chance. That was the second time they were looking for Malia May on that play. You just want to be able to just time up your passes right and try to communicate, you know, with your players.
Another mid-collision. Matheson gets up, and now a penalty being called. Warnakas got called for the shove, so this will be a free kick. That was Addie Nellis. Nellis is tied with the top with Palazzolo for goals with 2 goals apiece for the team lead. Kuhn advances it up to Palazzolo. Another good ball up, and now again sent into the box. Right there on one bounce. Easy grab for Gabby Nelson.
Yeah, you give credit to Nelson, you know, being ready. You know, just a tough goalkeeper to stop, and you know, Indiana Tech knows it's going to be tough to score one off of her tonight.
Back to Paget. Reverses engines. Back to Conrad. Conrad in the middle for Takashima. Good advanced pass up to Warnakas. That's a good ball up for Deanna Hill. She has a clear lane. Hill, that shot was blocked in front by Sherman. And this will be a corner.
A good play by Sherman and off blocking Hill. That shot opportunity, but for Lawrence Tech, now you get a corner kick opportunity here.
Sherman, a junior defense player out of Sparta, Michigan, went to Cedar Springs High School. So from the far side, into the mix. The header shot, and they score! Lawrence Tech strikes first.
Great work by the Blue Devils.
And that is Bridget Finneran on the header.
Getting up the corner kick to Bridget Finneran off the top right shelf of the net. And the Blue Devils, you know, had some opportunities, trying to get what they wanted to get, and they get one to go through. And
first goal of the season for Finneran. It was definitely anybody's ball to take. Cutting in front, Conrad with the leg stop. Takashima gives way to the near side for Malia May.
LTU goal by number 4, Bridget Finneran.
Good work by Finneran.
But it all goes to the starting of the corner kick by Warnakas.
Yeah, she had a good setup, and then Finneran to complete it with the header into the net. She had 2 goals and 3 assists last season, coming from Lake Orion, a sophomore midfielder.
Finneran will leave it off to Warnakas. Matheson will send it over to the near side for Conrad. Now over to Paget. LTU has the early lead, 1-0. Paget able to get through 2 defenders. Keeps going with the dribble. A good piece of work. Sends it off for Abigail Gray. Gray, a quick shot on a bounce. It's gobbled up by Beidel. The pressure keeps building up for Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, they've been really looking to do that. And when I talked to Coach Richards, the other night about Wednesday not be able to score, he was a little bit disappointed that the offense couldn't step up really that night, but they worked out yesterday to get ready here tonight, and a different mindset here. You get the early lead, thanks to Finneran, and you're trying to build off of that and get in the win column to start. And you like to see what Coach Richards has done with his team so far.
Stopped there by Warrenuckus and able to dump it back off to Gabby Nelson. So on 2 offensive possessions, Indiana Tech has not really made a lot of noise thus far, but never count out the Warriors, especially of any Indiana Tech program, as this one's advanced up to Deanna Hill. Hill along that far side has 2 defenders to work with. Hill trying to work her way nearby the box. A quick shot in, and that was blocked in front. A good block up front by Dunn, and that sets up another corner opportunity.
We're looking for down here to look like that was Takashima.
We get 2 sub-ins. Jenny Deere into, let's check that. That's Kathleen Ferguson. And Megan Rumia.
Yeah, Ferguson, the newcomer for the Blue Devils this year, a transfer from Schoolcraft.
So Warrenuckus once more from the corner. Into the mix. That one's headed away. Good stop by the Warriors. Takashima doesn't let it go far. Ferguson, or make that Paget rather, near side, nearby the corner. That one's sent nearby the arc, over the head of Jarosek. And Dunn is able to advance it up. That's a good ball up for Holme. That one sent into the box. Quick shot and a good block. This will set up a corner for Indiana Tech, but what a block by Courtney Matheson.
Getting down on her knees to make the stop, and those are the kind of plays that she makes. Denying that one, that is a huge opportunity for the Warriors that gets denied by Matheson, but they do get a corner kick though out of it.
So Alina Garcia will send it away from the corner. The first corner kick for Indiana Tech here tonight. Good read, and over the head of Nelson and off the leg of Danielle Dunn and out of bounds for a goal kick.
Good stand defensively for the Blue Devils. You're looking to keep that as we approaching under 11 minutes before the break. We mentioned how would they respond from that draw they had Wednesday night against Albion, and beginning of conference play here, and you got off on the right foot with Finneran. And now you're trying to build off that and able to stay composed here with the lead.
Matheson sent to the far side for Jarosek. Trying to hit Ferguson up front, was taken back by Kuhn. Now Kuhn and Dunn working a tandem, pass for pass. And now Dunn, that's a good ball up. Danielle Dunn making a good run for it. Pressured by Jarosek. Deep within the corner. Jarosek trying to get a leg in there. Good, solid defense. Forces Dunn the other way. Not before Kuhn plays it in. A shot into the box. It's still loose enough for grabs, and it's going to roll out for a goal kick. So another good defensive stance for LTU.
Yeah, they were able to do their job there, and Jarosek was pressuring the Warriors that time, deep by the LTU bench. But that's what you like to see, and now Coach Richards can make some more subs.
This is Jenny Deere and Anila Wilson. And talk about the creativity, the way he operates his bench, the fact that they have more depth this year on this roster. He is able to make moves like this at any time because he is more reliable.
Yeah, when you have players coming off the bench that can make an impact, and especially how deep of a roster that Coach Richards has this season. Many players that he can rely on off the bench. As you see with Deere coming in, Wilson, as well as some other players as well that have really stepped up. And then Ferguson, who just came into the game a few moments ago, no.
Now a takeaway. Looking for the opportunity. That was Alina Garcia. Wilson, that one got taken away again by Jackson. Jackson is able to get through Conrad. She's in the box. That one's up for grabs, and Jenny Deers be able to kick it away.
Just have to clear it out. Indiana Tech will retain possession. But going back, you don't have to worry about your starters playing 80 to 90 minutes. You give your starters a rest at certain points to get some fresh legs out on the field.
Sets up to midfield for Ferguson. Feeds over to Abigail Gray. Gray, that one got in front of her. Payne Kuhn was able to kick it back. Now Danielle Dunn leads way to Kate Wallace into the contest for Indiana Tech. A battle along the line. Ray able to take possession right back. Able to get through defenders. Ray on the run. That's a good ball up for Megan Rumia. Able to keep it in play. Rumia. Shot in, and it's way wide to the right. Probably took a little bit too much time to put a shot into the box. And this will be a goal kick.
Yeah, she had all the space around her, and no one was really defending her. Could have had it. Maybe it took a little bit too long there, but you could have had a chance to set yourself up to take a good shot. You don't want to take too much time when you're trying to create your shot, and when you have an open shot chance like she had there.
Ferguson is able to take it over, lost the handle for the moment, and the Warriors now are able to regain. A lot of contact, and May was able to feed back to Takashima. Now back to Jenny Deer. Feeds all the way over to the far side for Dalia Jarosek. All the way up for Rumia. Megan Rumia, she had 2 goals in the matchup against Alma College a couple of weeks ago. Coming off the bench. Jarosek puts a shot into the box. Gray is able to knock it down and keep it in play. Back to Rumia. Got hit down. Gray, she puts a shot in. Off the knee at Jarosek. Malia May puts it in. It's 2-0. Lawrence Tech on the goal by Malia May. Her 4th of the year.
A lot of work there by the Blue Devils, just maneuvering their way deep in Indiana Tech territory. Malia May picks it up and sends it through. This is the kind of start that you needed if you were the Blue Devils.
So now that ties with Deanna Hill for most goals on the team with 4 apiece. And a 2-0 lead with 6.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Lawrence Tech, this is definitely what they wanted against a rival like Indiana Tech, as that's a good ball up. Wilson's able to put it out for Nelson, who comes away with a big boot. Knocked down by Garcia. Cleared out by Conrad. Over comes Palazzolo. A good stop by Gray. Good pressure, but able to get it back was Mashiga. And now Holme. Jenny Deer goes down. Still slow to get up. Play resumes. Holme nearby the corner with Wilson pressuring. Jenny Deer gets up limping a bit. Quick shot into the net. Diving stop by Nelson. They have a wide open net, and the shot goes wide to the left. The shot attempt by Annalie Jackson was wide to the left.
Well, it had that open space, and when Gabby Nelson was making that save out of the net, Jackson thought he was going to get that one to go in easily, but
Jenny Deere trying to walk off. Looks like she tweaked the knee a bit, but she's going to try to play through it. They already lost Jessica Koji last game against Albion. Or against Alma College, excuse me. It was early on within the first half, and it was the right knee. So hopefully it's nothing prolonged, as one of their captains and a crucial player, part of this roster. But now they're looking for more. Ferguson ran into a bit of a mid-collision, and that one is kept in play. Rumia now takes full possession. Gets pressured from behind. Ferguson gives chase, and this one's going to roll out of bounds for a throw-in. But again, the pressure that Lawrence Tech is showing as we get substitutes aplenty, this is what Andy Richards wants to see. Multiple subs with multiple reliable players.
Yeah, he wants to be able to get some of the other players in that he can rely on deep in his rotation to come in and make an impact. And while giving the starters a rest right now, being up 2 here in the first half, and want to be able to have some of these other players, these freshmen, sophomores that come in, to gain experience right away. Want to be able to make an impact, regardless of what the score is. But you want to be able to have meaningful minutes, especially when you come in. But you gotta like what Coach Richards has done with this program and working with the roster that he has and he's built, to use to his advantage, in certain situations, so to give some of the players off the bench a chance to shine, and that's something that he wants to build on. And
So the official substitutes: Andrea Campos, Andrea Williams, Maddie Giella, and Regan Boyle are into the contest for Lawrence Tech. A lot of players, some of which he's relied on in the past seasons, but definitely more reliable now with a lot of more deep roster.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have like I said, a good chemistry, good balance of both, fifth-year seniors, graduate students, as well as some freshmen and sophomores in there. So
this one's going to be sent back to Nelson by Matheson. That one's up to Campos. Cutting in front. Campos trying to regain, got shoved down, no foul called. To the far side for Jaden Conrad. That one was cut in front by Peyton Kuhn. Slowed down by Campos. Feeds over to Maddie Cuella. Now to the near side for Neela Wilson. Wilson trying to feed Ferguson up nearby the net, and she cannot keep it in play. It was a good look, but just too far.
Yeah, you got like the idea, like the vision you see down there. Ferguson, I mentioned, coming in as a transfer student this year. She brings in from a lot of offense. Her last season at Schoolcraft, had 14 goals and 9 assists, and then the year prior she was at Delta College, where she had 6 goals. So she's looking to provide a spark offensively as well for this Blue Devils team this season.
2 minutes left to go in a 2-0 first half lead for Lawrence Tech. Definitely feels good to be on the side of the Blue Devils. Although never count out the Warriors in any given situation, because there's still a whole nother half to play. Goals coming by Malia May in the 38th minute, and a goal by Bridget Finneran within the 29th minute. As we got entanglement up for the ball on that far side, foul called, possession goes to Indiana Tech. Cutting in front, Cuella waiting on it. Puts a reversal on it, but kept in play by Garcia. Wilson trying to knock it down. Palos Nogwe, and now another sliding stop made by Nelson. Nogwe and Cuella were really charging right after it. Everybody appears okay for the matter. Another good stop by Nelson, not preventing anything close.
Yeah, Nogwe she ran into Nelson, and Nelson was able to make another sliding play and get it down on the ground.
Ferguson trying to hit Romia, but she's going to be called for offsides. First offsides called. It was a good look, but just a bit far ahead.
Yeah, you like the idea. We like what you want to do here. Looking for Romia down there, but just a little bit past the defenseman of the Warriors.
Vital with the boot, and it's a good one. Trying to be kept in front. Another opportunity for Kate Wallace. A shot in, a good stop by Cuella. Tries to clear it out, and now Danielle Dunn. Clock winding down, and that should put the final touches on this first half as Lawrence Tech with a solid 2-0 performance as they have a lead over the Warriors of Indiana Tech. Goals by Malia May, that's her 4th on the year, and a goal by Bridget Finneran, that's her 1st on the year. Your quick thoughts?
Yeah, good work by the Blue Devils, able to attack early and able to have a 2-goal lead heading into the halftime break. They still got to another half to work with here and try to start off this WAC play on the right foot, being 1-0. But there's still a long game left here, and want to be able to stay positive and stay focused here and heading into the second half.
So in about 15 minutes or so, we shall come back for the second half of WAC Conference opening night in Southfield. Lawrence Tech has a 2-0 lead over their arch rival, that is the Warriors of Indiana Tech. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half. Lawrence Tech and Indiana Tech on opening night for conference play in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Josh Stone, Alex Johnson back with you. So 2 goals for Lawrence Tech by Bridget Finneran in the 29th minute, and Malia May within the 38th minute results in an early lead as we start the second half.
Yeah, good short here by the Blue Devils. Getting on the right foot here is something you wanted to see coming into tonight against an Indiana Tech team that always comes in, plays really tough.
Early opportunity, out comes Beidel, and she is able to make the grab right before Takashima could make a play on it. You saw those early opportunities just putting the pressure on Michaela Beidel in the goalkeeper spot for the Warriors. And finally they converted on a few corner kick opportunities.
That was something that the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils wanted to see here. Just be able to be strong.
Header advancement. Deanna Hill puts it within the box, but she's going to be called for offsides. The second offsides called on Lawrence Tech here tonight.
You would like to see more of that opportunity.
We're waiting for proper placement. Shots now are 9-2. Lawrence Tech has definitely put the pressure on Indiana Tech, and 6 shots total on goal.
Yeah, that puts yourself in a good position to win and get you the most opportunities as possible. And this is a team, that has been working all season long. They came in, they were predicted to go finish second in the WAC preseason poll behind Aquinas.
Aquinas now ranked within the NAIA rankings, and this will be another corner setup. Third corner of the day coming after the breakaway opportunity by Malia May, and it will be Abigail Gray to send it away.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm just saying this was a team looking to build on what they did last year. They were around 3rd, 4th place in the conference last year and looking to go on even more and more strides, trying to make it to the national tournament this year. And that's the mindset for this team with the talented group and the experience that they have at the table here under Coach Richards and the rest of his staff.
Gray into the mix. Nobody got a foot on it, still loose underneath. And a quick shot in, Malia May with her second of the night. And it's 3-0 early on, just about 3 minutes into the second half.
It was a good setup on the corner kick, and the ball was loose in for a few seconds. Malia May got her foot on it and sent it through again for her second on the night.
And give her 5 total, and that is the team lead of goals for the season thus far. Early offense. 42-47. We're just getting started in the second half.
Goal by number 9, Malia May, assisted by number 13, Abigail Gray.
They're blocked by Ferguson. She pressures over. And now the reversal back to Beidel. Long kick. Jenny Deere waits for it, and they're going to call her on the shove. Got a little bit too aggressive with the shove, trying to go for the header try.
Yeah, she did that time and able to get up that time. As we take a look on who that was. That was
on Alina Garcia, who hit the deck.
Yeah, that's tough on the turf, but able to get back up.
Alina Jackson. That's a good ball up, and out comes Nelson with the scoop. Nelson has been on point with her saves, especially on the breakaway opportunities.
Yeah, she hasn't done a lot here tonight, but when she's had those chances like we saw in the first half, making those sliding efforts, those are key to success.
Good ball off for Ferguson. Out comes Beidel. She knocks it down. She's able to corral it right before Ferguson can make a play, and they are going to blow the whistle, and this is going to be a foul on Ferguson.
Yeah, running into the goalkeeper. As Beidel was trying to make the save, and
it was a good sliding stop, but then trying to corral it with the hands. Ferguson came from behind trying to make a play and ran in right into her. Both of them applauding each other for their efforts, making sure everybody's okay. 10 shots total now for Lawrence Tech, 7 total on goal. That one goes out of bounds for a throw-in. Quick throw in by Munoz. Stopped there by Abigail Gray. And that one got past Jenny Deere on the reverse attempt, so she has to reverse it back to Gabby Nelson.
Just have to reset here.
And talking about the shutouts earlier in the game, the shutouts actually go back to a span of over 370 minutes. That's almost 5 games worth.
And that's a really accomplishing task. Really well for the Blue Devils. It's really tough, to shut out opponents this long, and but the defense has been a key thing for them, and want to be able to keep that up, and that's been the name of the game for the Blue Devils this season.
Dunn was able to keep that one in play. Taken back by Conrad. Gunning in front, Cassie Palazzolo. Now Dunn sending one into the box. That one got through. Waiting for it is Jordan Brown Mundy. Mundy with a chance inside the box, headed away by Jenny Deere. Coming over down a hill with the big boot. Set nearby center circle. Blocked up front by Ferguson. Ferguson able to get around the pressure. Quickly into the box. Nobody home. And Ferguson kind of realized that she rushed it a bit.
Yeah, she didn't really take the time, though, to see where her other teammates were on the opposite side. And do want to be able to have that communication and awareness of where everyone is and try to find your open teammate. But looking at it doesn't make an impact right now, with the score where it is. So just things you want to work on, and kind of into the next game. And
good footwork by Garcia. Good takeaway there by Jenny Deere on the footwork. Able to keep things up. That's a good ball up for Ferguson. Deep within the far corner. That one sent it towards the box, but it's wide to the left. Goal kick now for Vital.
We'll see if Indiana Tech puts on more pressure here and more urgency. Being down 3. It's just a tall task to come back from.
Thought they had the open opportunity there, but Gray had to reverse engines. Sends it all the way back for Jaden Conrad. Conrad sends it over to Neela Wilson. Back and forth they go. Wilson trying to keep things moving forward. Does so with a good pass up to Ferguson, but cutting in front was Olivia Sherman. Palazzolo reaches up to Palos Nogwer. Little chip pass, and that's a good ball up for Dunn. Dunn trying to get around Conrad, and Conrad got a good foot in there, and this will be rolling out of bounds for a throw. It's a good defensive stop right there by Jaden Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad, key anchor, like I mentioned earlier.
Out of bounds for a goal kick. But that's the kind of defense in which has prevailed this long of a shutout streak.
Yeah, you able to need that. Your back line has to be really strong, and with players like Conrad back there, and Matheson over there, and then some of the new players that have come in like Paget. But just being able to have that strong line in the back that you can work on, and that's a key to success. And
bit of discussion on the field. Lawrence Tech thought they had possession, and Deanna Hill did the throw in. And Andy Richards is beside himself. He can't believe that call.
Not sure. I thought that was LTU possession, but not so said the official.
Well, if you're in the eyes of Lawrence Tech, you just got to let things go and keep moving forward. And moving forward was Cassie Palazzolo. And now on the chase, this is Jackson. And Jackson with a shove from behind, but it's going to be a goal kick. But down on the field, that's Courtney Matheson, but she's back up to her feet. Matheson had to play some hard defense in order to let that ball go out of bounds.
Yeah, making that effort again, like we talked about how this defense has been playing, going the extra effort, making the sliding stop, or making it difficult, for Indiana Tech to create an opportunity.
Matheson made a good sliding block in order to prevent a shot on goal late in the first half, and just bailed out her goalkeeper, forcing a corner kick, and the only corner kick for Indiana Tech here in this match. Quick throw in off the head of Palazzolo. a knock from behind, and that's going to be a foul called. Deanna Hill got hit from behind as we get another player down on the field. One of the Indiana Tech players. That's going to force out the training staff, and that is going to stop the clock at 35-31. It was a bit of a mid-collision with Hill.
The training staff taking a look over at her right now.
You never want to see this in any case scenario with these athletes, especially realizing the collisions that come and go, especially when trying to go for the ball in a header opportunity.
Yeah, those are really tough. No, right at it. No. Looks like she's starting to get up.
That's Georgina Palos-Naguer. Freshman forward from Rosa, Spain. Looked like it was a face-on-face collision trying to go for the hit. Appears to be okay for the most part. Talking over with the training staff and her head coach, Andrea Gordon, in her second season.
Just trying to make sure she's all right.
Gordon is the 6th head coach in the program history of Indiana Tech, who took over for Jim Lepaki, who led the program for 15 years before deciding to step down last spring.
You know, Indiana Tech has always been a program that always plays tough, and it doesn't matter where the record shows right now, but looking at where the score it is, still a lot of time left in this game. And
so Palos-Naguer, I believe, be heading off for right now. They will have a quick sub in, or they will play with a man down for the time being. Just that injury protocol. So it does appear they will play with a man down. That one sent long within the box. Headed back by Rashiga. Cutting in front. That's Hannah Paget. Blue Devils are holding on to a 3-0 lead, which is definitely what they would have asked for in any case scenario against Indiana Tech. Now Deanna Hill, full head of steam. Quick shot in. A low roller, and that right there is Michaela Vidal to make the grab.
Looks like Noguer's back in.
So after the brief moment just to collect her bearings, and that one's knocked down by Paget. Noguer is back in. A bit of a stumble by Paget, and that's a takeaway. And now an opportunity. This is Jordan Brown-Mundy. Mundy is shot in. That was blocked in front by Matheson. Another great defensive stop by Matheson. She clears it away.
Yeah, she's done her job, making defensive stops, and that's what her job is, and she's able to do what she's supposed to do. And
there was a good stop there by Jenny Deere, forcing a turnover, and this is going to be a throw in from the far sideline. You talked about the offense is there at the timely moments. 3 corner kicks have resulted in 3 goals, and now you get more defensive stops in there to bail out Gabby Nelson, who has had 0 saves on the night. So credit the defense of Lawrence Tech as we get a foul called here on Jenny Deere, and we go the other way with the Indiana Tech. 5 saves for Michaela Vidal, and only a few stops having to put Gabby Nelson to work.
Yeah, Gabby Nelson, like we mentioned a lot, she hasn't really had to do a lot because of the strong defense that's really anchoring, and Indiana Tech hasn't had not many opportunities at the goal. And when you're able to do that, puts less pressure on Nelson, more confidence, in your defense and your back line to stay strong and firm. And we've got more substitutions in for Warriors. That is going to be Addie Nellis and Jordan Callett.
2 subs in for Indiana Tech as they're trying to work their way back into a 3-0 deficit that they face.
Time is not on their side right now, and You want to play with more urgency.
Sent deep within the box. On one bounce on the miss, and that's an easy grab for Gabby Nelson. Palos Nogware was in the box and missed on the swing attempt. Into center circle, Takashima circling around, dumps it off to the far side for Neela Wilson. Wilson, a good ball up for Ferguson. No offsides call. Ferguson lost the handle on the dribble and was cleared away. Stopped up by Deanna Hill. Felt the pressure, held up the engines. Hill able to cut around. She's in the box. And a good sliding tackle, and it's going to go out of bounds for a corner kick. Good sliding stop by Cassie Palazzolo, and we get another player down for Indiana Tech. And that appears to be Elena Garcia favoring the leg.
Deanna Hill she got down over when Deanna Hill went past her, and
they will stop the clock, and the training staff has not been called out. And Garcia's back to her feet, kind of on a limp, but appears okay for the most. So once again, the fifth corner coming up. Gray from the far side. Into the mix. Another header try, and Malia May just sent it far to the right.
Yeah, she was trying to go for the hat trick there, but just missed it to the right. She's done her job here tonight, though, with the 2 goals and some of the other key plays she's made in the back.
And as a matter of fact, on both of those goals, it's just not giving up on the play, because all of it was within a scramble within the goal box. As we get in our breakaway opportunity the other way with Addie Nellis, cutting in front was Hannah Paget, and Nelson sends it away with the boot. Near collision.
Yeah, just been working around, looking for May, who had 4 goals last season. The Blue Devils just trying to clear this one away.
That one's sent in. Easy pickup there for Nelson. Approaching 31 minutes left to go in a 3-0 game. Lawrence Tech looking for an early conference win to start out their conference season. After finishing, the way that they finished their season last year was a home game against Madonna, and they had to come from behind and tie things at 3. Now Ferguson, and they're going to be called offsides. Lawrence Tech called for their 3rd offsides of the day, as Ferguson was just a bit out in front.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead right there. And you mentioned, though, the finish to the end of the season last season for the Blue Devils. They were able to host. They were also able to host in the first round game against Lords, but unfortunately,
1-0 finish to that contest here at Blue Devil Stadium. 2 substitutes lined up for Andy Richards' squad after the great finish that they had towards last year. A lot of ties. There's another good ball look up for Ferguson, and that's going to be kicked out of bounds by Olivia Sherman. This will be a throw-in deep within Warrior territory. Lawrence Tech looking to add on to their 3-0 lead. Into the corner. Paget into the box, and it was stopped up by Sherman. Another kick try, and that one goes up through the uprights by Ferguson. 2 substitutes coming in.
Yeah, you want to be able to do what they were looking at for this season, though, to turn those ties they had last year into wins. Indiana Tech was a team that they picked up a draw last year, and they had 6 of those last year. So you want to be able to turn the table around and get some extra points, to get yourself in a better situation seeded-wise.
6 ties, also matching the 6 wins that they had last year. Quick breakaway opportunity, cleared away by Paget. Not before coming in was Callett. Wilson with some good pressure on Danielle Dunn. Little chip pass. Dunn waits. Little heel kick into the box. Right there is Conrad trying to clear it, and it goes off the body of Palos Nogware for a goal kick. So another good defensive stop for the LTU Blue Devils to help out Gabby Nelson.
Yeah, we've been praising them all night, for all their hard work they've done here, and all that time over for the Blue Devils was Conrad on that play, and They anchor the back line as well as Matheson for what she's been able to do.
Coward trying to put the pressure on Ferguson, and it paid off as the pass was a bit wide to Deanna Hill. Quickly on it, over to Dunn, and that's a hard foul put on by Neela Wilson, and right in front of Andy Richards, who has his hands above his head in disbelief. He saw that foul happening right in front of him. And that will be a yellow card issued. To make matters worse, Neela Wilson is on warning.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. You don't want to be able to lose control, especially with the lead.
Only the third yellow card of the season for Lawrence Tech. Now Indiana Tech trying to take advantage of the opportunity. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. This will be a corner kick setup. The second for the Warriors as they had Palos Nogwer inside the box ready for a strike.
Well, this is a chance for the Warriors if they're able to capitalize.
Melina Garcia will send it away.
Looking to get on the board.
Into the mix, and a good read and a good grab there by Gabby Nelson. Nelson keeps Indiana Tech off the board.
You would like that if you were the Warriors, but you're the Blue Devils, you'll take it. Gabby Nelson right there at the right time to jump up and make the catch and send it down to our offense now.
Good read inside to Abigail Gray, but lost the handle on the dribble. Sent back. Good block by Jenny Deere. Didn't know where the ball was. Is able to regain it. A good advancement pass. And stopped there by Deanna Hill. Trying to keep it in play. And she does so. Right around the corner. Sends it out for Gray. Gray, a quick shot. And that is high. Right up for the uprights. So they keep the pressure on. And Gray with a quick shot just from beyond the arc. And that one just sails over.
Yeah, good idea. No, they just elevated too strongly and too high by Abigail Gray. There's another player that is a key scorer for the Blue Devils. She's only a sophomore as well.
Quickly the other way. Regan Boyle, a shot in towards the net. Deanna Hill was able to get around. Hill and a good save put on by Beidel. Michaela Beidel keeping the score as is at 3-0 with a tremendous save.
Yeah, sliding down on the ground. Ferguson was on the back door as Hill was denied the first time, but man, that was just a key hustle play by Beidel.
A shot from behind, and that will be a penalty. Danielle Dunn with a little bit of revenge on Neela Wilson for the yellow card issued. So we go the other way. Free kick for Hannah Paget. Approaching 25 minutes left to go in a 3-0 game. More substitutes are lined up. 2 for Lawrence Tech, 1 for Indiana Tech. This one set to the far side. Headed in by Wilson. Kicked away by Palazzolo, out of bounds for a throw-in. And we will get a couple more substitutions coming in.
Back in for LTU.
Talia DeRosek checks in. She replaces Neela Wilson, who definitely will have a talk with her head coach.
She's heading over to the sideline right now and just trying to move on from that yellow card she picked up a few moments ago.
And also into the contest for Indiana Tech, it's Shelby DeRidder. And that one is kept in play. Lawrence Tech thought it went out of play, but the Warriors were able to take advantage of it. Big shove in by Nellis. And now take away by Warnockis. Trying to feed Regan Boyle. Boyle on the opportunity. Trying to work her way around. Quick shot in towards the net, and it rolls wide to the right. Couldn't get it just enough underneath to give her teammates another chance right there.
Yeah, Boyle just had people around her to pass it out to. Just decided just to take it herself.
And it was Regan Boyle who put in the tying goal against Madonna last year. As 2 Blue Devils run into each other, a bit of miscommunication, but they're going to be bailed out on the turnover, and this will be a throw-in. It was the a game-tying goal late in the second half against Madonna that held that game to a draw, which gave Lawrence Tech the opportunity to host the quarterfinals of the tournament. Just timely goal scoring as they look for the opportunity here to DeRitter. Sent back by Matheson.
Well, that looked like a little bit of handball.
And it was a handball, and they will reset.
Yeah, on Callett.
On the one-touch pass, all the way up to Abigail Gray. Gray bringing things up, full head of steam. Gray is able to get around. Quick shot, that's blocked in front. Warnockis with the foot stop, got pressure from behind. The Warriors are able to clear it, cutting in front, Jenny Deere. Deere with a bit of a shove, quick shot in on that one. Diving stop by Beidel. She's able to make the grab. They have kept the pressure going on. That is 14 shots and 10 of them being on goal.
Yeah, they've worked Beidel really hard tonight and just making her work.
2 more subs are lined up for Randy Richardson's team. This is another takeaway in that far side by Paget. Feeds Deanna Hill. Hill able to get around the defender, and a bit of more miscommunication, but Warnockis is able to grab it and has to reverse the engine, sends it back to Jaden Conrad. Hill was looking for Gray on that crossing route, but Gray just didn't realize it, and the ball was up for grabs. But lucky enough, Warnockis was there to take it away.
Yeah, just able to just work it around here. No, the communication was just a little off, but you have some player back behind there, Warnockis, keeping it with their possession.
Trio of Blue Devils coming in: Megan Rumia, Andrea Campos, and Bridget Finneran, one of the other goal scorers for Lawrence Tech.
Deere, Gray, and Ferguson all head to the bench.
And Savannah Simmers is into the contest for the Warriors of Indiana Tech. So this is Andy Richards utilizing his bench, usually around the 20-minute mark. He's told me this before, that sometimes before the game, he will make mention that if they're going to make a full line change or do chunk by chunk, players off the bench.
Yeah, to be able to just get some new legs out there, just try to keep Indiana Tech and their opponents off balance. We'll just have a new set of players out there, and when you can trust your players, like I mentioned, off your bench, it takes a little bit of pressure off the starters, and you don't have to play them, like I mentioned, 80, 90 minutes. You can give them a breather. You can only play, you can have them play like 55, 60 or so.
Or another thing you definitely do is have a different starting line. And now the opportunity for Megan Rumia, deep within the corner. That one is curling, but it's wide to the right. It seems like when they take that shot deep within the corner, they're not able to get fully around to put it back within the box.
Yeah, that's been something they've been struggling with here tonight, but we've seen a lot of chances either go up high or go behind the net. And when you try to take as many shots as what LTU has done here tonight, you want to be able to work for it,
Garcia tried to advance it forward. Pressure from behind on Annalie Jackson. Set to the far side. That's deep within the box, but on a one bounce. Easy grab there for Nelson. Indiana Tech seems a few steps ahead of themselves, trying to get something set up, but then when they throw it into the box, it's just too far in.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to do too much. Being down 3, is just really difficult. You're trying to break this goose egg for the Warriors, and you're just looking for something to get yourself some energy, and they haven't had that here tonight.
That one had to be cleared away by Sherman. She felt the presence of Megan Rumia coming. Paget trying to keep it in play, and she does so. Good save. Able to keep possession of Lawrence Tech. Feeds Finneran on the inside, nearly got tripped up. Warnockis feeds back to Matheson, and the Blue Devils are able to reset. Jarosik feeds Warnockis. In center circle, good read by Campos. Lets it roll all the way out to Paget. Around the perimeter they go. Finneran feeds up to Campos. That's a good ball up. Rumia trying to stop it before it goes out of bounds, and she does so. Quick shot in, was deflected in front. A swing and a miss on the clearing attempt. And it's able to be cleared out and roll out for a throw-in.
Romia had a good pressure there with deep in to try to get a shot off, but I'll give credit to the Warriors that time. But now you just regroup back to your defense and restart. I'll just take some time here. You're in no rush.
Quickly on it to Finneran, able to feed Morinakis. Good movement down the field. Morinakis brings it up with the dribble. Feeds to the far side for Hannah Paget. Campos takes a quick shot on a one bounce. It's going to roll out for a goal kick. Campos bidding for a good shot on goal attempt there, but that was just wide to the left. As we get more subs coming in, and we are going to have a goalkeeping change. Gabby Nelson's day is done, and in comes Sydney Scherstein.
Yeah, you like what Coach Richards has told me about with them is that you could rely on the one goalkeeper and the other one right behind her. And Scherstein's been doing really well and coming in. And give credit to Gabby Nelson. She gets off to the bench. With under 18 minutes left. You just like to see, just give her some rest here tonight, and then getting back out in action on Wednesday night, for their next contest against Rochester. So,
Be a throw in for Lawrence Tech. Scherstein has played a total of 2 games, 110 minutes, has 6 saves, and has only allowed 2 goals on the season. Indiana Tech looking for the pressure. Feed to the far side for Catherine Harold, who's also into the contest as well for Indiana Tech. And also Taylor Grunkmeyer. And that's an easy grab there for Scherstein. First test for her tonight as we approach 17 minutes left to go in a 3-0 game.
Let's give her a chance here to just get some minutes here. At times in soccer, the goalkeeper comes down. If you're down and you let up 4 or 5 goals, you kind of see that in certain teams. But in the case of here tonight, Gabby Nelson did her job tonight. Anchoring down, back in net.
Open opportunity. Rumia giving chase. Bringing things up the field. Trying to go for a plethora of defenders. Good reversal. Patiently outside the box. A quick shot in. That's blocked in front. And cleared away by Simmers. Kept in. Brought over to the near side for Dalia Jarosek. She sends it in towards the box. Boyle comes in. A mid-collision. And Beidel comes away with it. And down goes Regan Boyle. It was going to be a dangerous collision on the attempt. And Boyle's back up to her feet. Both players seem to be all right for the matter. That's a risky move right there by Regan Boyle, trying to go with it, realizing that the goalkeeper's coming out.
Yeah, you guys got to be really careful, and we're going right at the goalkeeper, just trying to make the play. But Boyle's all right, and she's back up. Play continues on, and
good far side kick. Open to Kate Wallace. Wallace trying to make a bid for inside the box, but that one goes wide behind the net. Another goal kick coming up. Another sub coming in for the Warriors. As by correction, Kate Wallace was on the bench and now she's back in. That was Shelby the Ritter trying to make the bid on that far corner try. Off the chest of Callett. Knocked down by Finneran. Good dribble control. Feeds to Deanna Hills. Switching sides from far side to near. Throw in now by Warrenakis. Kept in front by Jackson. Feeds over to Holmey. Good pressure by Boyle, forcing a takeaway. Now Rumia gives way to Boyle. Boyle, now it's loose inside the box. Campo trying to go after it, but another sliding stop by Michaela Beidel. You almost thought, but as Campos was cutting across, you think of the dump-off pass.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do right there, but then Boyle was right there to make another stop, and, you know, we're just trying to work out some things here now. You can be a little bit loose here with the lead and the amount of time left, but, you know, you're just trying to work out some things, you know, you work on in practice.
Hard foul coming in, and they're going to call the foul on Annalie Jackson. And she brought Hannah Paget down with her on the collision. Really the entanglement, rather. Morsec will get possession right back. Trying to keep this where it's at a 3-0, possibly extend. As we see more bench players trying to get warmed up, because Andy Richards will not be afraid to use them at any time.
Yeah, get them ready to go, and
open opportunity. This is Wallace trying to take a quick shot. It was not deflected in front, and this would be a goal kick. So another golden opportunity for the Warriors to crack the scoreboard, but that one just went to waste.
Yeah, they just couldn't get that one to go, and Wallace that time just missed it wide right. And you know, this has been a struggle for the Warriors, and if you know, a team that's been trying to get back on its feet. You know, I mentioned they lost last week to Taylor, and
pressured from behind by Mashiga. His way to Conrad. Around the perimeter they go. Warriors trying to crash on a bit more for a possible takeaway. Campos. A little dump off and towards the middle. Was able to be reversed back by Jordan Callett. And now Indiana Tech with possession. That one's up for grabs, cutting in front. Good work by J.D. Conrad. Feeds up to Megan Rumia. Trying to go in front, but right there was Callett for the knockdown. Simmers on the far side. She got caught in front, and Lawrence Tech will be able to regroup as this one's sent back to Schoenstein.
Yeah, they're just trying to just restart here and take some more time off the clock.
Campos bringing things up. That's a good ball up for Regan Boyle. Boyle, a quick shot in, and that one just curls to the left. This will be a goal kick, and not before we get 3 more subs coming in for Lawrence Tech. Malia May back into the contest. Andrea Williams in as well. And Sarah Marasco is into the contest, her first sign of action with Williams.
Yeah, no, just trying to get more players off the bench, you know, for Coach Richards to get some action here right now, and looking to keep the score where it is here in the final 11 minutes. And LTU did their job here today, and
they will call the foul on Catherine Harold for the shove from behind on Finneran. Now 7 fouls for Indiana Tech, 6 for Lawrence Tech. This has been a rather still clean game all the way around, as this one's chipped into the box and that one's headed out. One player goes down for Indiana Tech. Play resumes, and they are going to stop play. And that is Jordan Callett, who was a bit shaken up.
yeah, this looks like getting back up on her feet and walking right now. And you know, I mentioned, you know, the Blue Devils here tonight, you know, able to click offensively, and with the 2 goals by May, and then Finneran, to start off the game with the header goal, and the defense, and anchoring back, Abby Nelson, was strong again behind the nets here tonight.
Quick foul was called on Lawrence Tech, so this will be a free kick, and it will be Callett to send it away. Now both teams at 7 fouls apiece. Another sub lined up for Andy Richards. Under 10 minutes left to go. Lawrence Tech bidding for a 5th consecutive shutout. Indiana Tech trying to stay around. Chipped into the box. Over the header try, and this is going to be a goal kick. They were trying to go for Kate Wallace on the header try, and it went right over her head.
Yeah, this was a misread at that time, and you know, we mentioned how Indiana Tech just hasn't had anything here tonight, and They're just trying to get something here with the time remaining. This is a team that is going to be looking to improve, as the season progresses.
Good ball up to the far side. Boyle with another chance. Able to cut around, but it was kicked out of bounds. And we will get that one lone sub coming in.
Now for LTU, number 33,
Ayla Ebal coming into the contest. She replaces Hannah Paget. That one is headed out of bounds for a quick throw in. Another header chance, knocked down by Williams. She throws it towards the box, and that one's kicked out of bounds by Peyton Kuhn. And this will be another corner kick setup.
Yeah, Kuhn just kicked it out of bounds just to avoid the Blue Devils to get one there, but they'll have another chance with this corner. That's been their go-to here tonight. Scored on all three of their corner kicks that they've had.
Campos sends it in. Malia May with another header try, and the save made by Michaela Beidel. May was going for the hat trick again, and she nearly converted.
Yeah, Beidel denied her again that time and getting down on the ground. She's been doing her job, to keep the Warriors in it. It's just that the offense for them hasn't gotten anything here tonight. And
7 total saves for Beidel. And the defense for Lawrence Tech has bailed out the goalkeeper. Still not a single shot on goal for Indiana Tech. And we're just underneath 8 minutes left to go. Marasco gives way to Finneran, but cutting in front was Mashiga. Catherine Harold tried to send it over, but cutting in front was Campos. Now Williams bringing things up the field. All the way to the far side for Regan Boyle. Sends it over to Andrea Campos. Campos over to Williams. Waited too long, and a bit of a mid-collision. Everybody seems all right. Play continues, and now we go the other way. Another mid-collision, stopped there by Jarosek, as Abby Homley was nearly collided with Finneran in the middle. Once more, that's a good ball up. Megan Romeo with the opportunity. Able to hold things up. Give it back to Marasco. Marasco sends it in towards the net, and it's headed out. A shove from behind, headed up by Campos, and that's reversed back to Marasco. Williams trying to feed it in one more time, but Beidel's there to make the easy grab. As we get more substitutes lined up.
Yeah, I like that ball movement that the Blue Devils had, just moving it around to different players, getting a touch on it. I like the attempt by Williams.
Sending it back over to Dahlia Jarosek. And a wide pass, and Malia May could not keep it in play. 6 minutes left to go. As we get more substitutes, 2 for Indiana Tech and 4 coming in for Lawrence Tech. Maddie Chihuela. Payne and Andrews into the contest.
Warriors substitution over 27 minutes.
Ferguson's back in as well, and it looks like that's also Lindsay Ramos into the game.
Another foul called as Ferguson got tangled up with Olivia Sherman. Clock continues to wind down. That one's headed up. That one's headed into the box. And easy grab there for Schoenstein. Carrasco guiding it to her goalkeeper. Approaching 5 minutes left to go.
Just doing her job right there, just getting underneath it to scoop it up and clear it away.
That one was headed down. Low shove from behind. No foul called. Good kick out clear by Ebal. And that was a penalty called on the hit attempt. So this will be a free kick.
Goes back to 45.
Campos plays considerate, feeds it off to Marasco. Trying to go person to person, but that one was too easy in front. Kate Wallace trying to take advantage. And a bit of a takeout there. Two players hit the turf. Cuella went flying along with Wallace. It really was a battle for possession, and Lawrence Tech is able to regain it.
Yeah, there was Wallace and Cuella there just went at it for the ball, and then they get back up, and
it almost seemed like there was a bit of miscommunication on that free kick of whether they were going to try to kick it deep or try to go person to person to lead it down the field.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to be able to just play smartly, know with the time remaining and the lead that they have, and just.
Indiana Tech trying to bid at a crack at the scoreboard. Madison Carver is also into the contest for Indiana Tech. Warriors trying to use as many as they can to try to at least cut within the deficit. E-ball with some good defense, reverses it back to Boyle, and Boyle's advancement goes out of bounds. This will be a throw-in. Approaching 3 minutes left to go. Cuella with some good, hard defense. Play resumes. A good, clean defensive tackle. That one's going to be brought back to Beidel. She clears it towards midfield. Ramos with her first chance on the header try. That one's knocked down. Campos advances it up to Boyle. Good ball up for Ferguson. Ferguson had to go through two defenders, a bit of a knockdown, and they are going to call the foul on Ferguson. As she was trying to dribble up. They will stop the clock. Olivia Sherman on the field. She was trying to get the clock to stop, and the clock continues to run, and the official does get the scorekeepers to stop the clock at 2:12. That took about 5 seconds off.
Yeah, it did. You know, they thought they were going to get a few seconds. Should have been called a few seconds earlier.
I mean, Olivia Sherman still thought they had a fighting chance to at least make a crack at the score. And another foul is called on another collision, and this is going to result in a yellow card for Kathleen Ferguson. Ferguson trying to give it her best efforts, but still just the timing of all these collisions have not played in her favor.
Yeah, and she's just trying to play hard out there, and it's unfortunately not getting the call. And now you see Beidel talking with the official.
Like at this point, with under 2 minutes left to go, they only have to play hard in the defense, but yet they're still trying to score on both sides. And Beidel's just trying to help out and defend her own teammates into that map.
Yeah, that's what she's just trying to do. And
second time that the training staff has had to come out for one of the Indiana Tech players. You never want to see this in any condition of any kind. And they're going to call for extra assistance. One of the other staff members, along with Shelby DeRitter. That was a hard mid-collision.
That was, and it's just still down on the ground.
You definitely don't want to think anything worse of like a concussion of any kind. And if that was the case, the training staff should not want to take any chances with anything.
Just training staff just still looking over, and just you always wish for the best.
As the second yellow card issued to Lawrence Tech, they got Neela Wilson earlier for a similar type of collision, but it was a hit from behind. This time it was for a battle possession, front to front. You can see the training staff trying to look at the head/neck area, trying to play extreme caution to all of it. 1:59 left to go, 3-0 game. Indiana Tech still trying to bid for a crack at the scoreboard to try to stop the shutout streak of Lawrence Tech. And for the Blue Devils, they're trying to go for a 5th consecutive shutout performance by their defense.
Yeah, the defense we mentioned has been strong throughout that stretch, and you know, give credit to Coach Richardson's staff, you know, for getting them to where they're at. You know, for the Warriors, it's just they've had some opportunities, but they haven't been able to capitalize on them, and you know, they've just trying to get one here late.
And just to prove how good the defense has been, 11 total shots on goal for Lawrence Tech, none for the Warriors. And this is an Indiana Tech athletic department team in which their program always speaks more than just what the records show.
Yeah, they do a good job down there and recruiting players and getting them to come out, you know, to Indiana Tech and, you know, in any sport rather. But you know, it's just, you know, it speaks, you know, to their team and how they play. And
she appears to be up on her hands, and that is Olivia Sherman, who did go down on that collision. So it's a good sign that she's able to hold herself up under her own power, and probably going through the basic testing of the training staff. Sherman is a junior defense player from Sparta, Michigan, in Cedar Springs. And she's basically played a huge role, and this is a good sign she's able to walk off the field with the help of the training staff and her head coach. So we wish for the best for Olivia Sherman, who has played extremely hard in this contest, even because this could be a completely different game. If LTU converted on all their earlier chances early in the first half, this could be a completely different game.
yeah, absolutely. You know, she made some key stops, you know, in the back line, and you know, some shots off of Hill and some of the other players, Malia May in there. But you know, you give credit, you know, to how she's played tonight, and hopefully, you know, everything goes well for her as she gets looked over there on the bench right now. And you know,
so with the remaining under 2 minutes left to go, we hope to finish this injury-free and safety-free for both teams' sake. 3-0 Lawrence Tech. Both teams are trying to bid at each other towards the very end. Reached up to Ferguson, that went off her leg, and now Wallace trying to clear it. Knocked down by Campos. Campos facing some good pressure from behind by Gunkemeyer. Cutting in front, Malia May. She has 2 goals on the night and made 2 bids for a third. Williams feeds back to Ramos. A good little chip pass up to Regan Boyle. Boyle with a good ball up, and that's going to be cut in front. Trying to go for Ayla Eba, excuse me. Boyle again, over to Williams. That goes off her foot, and Beidel is going to make an easy grab. We're under a minute left to go.
she's taking her time here to just send it away, and the Blue Devils just trying to hold on to the shutout. And
a hard hit from behind. Andrew Williams goes down. They're going to stop the clock. And as we said, trying to hope to finish out this game worry-free and of everything. And they will issue the yellow card to Abby Holme. You probably think that's just a little bit of frustration boiling out for Indiana Tech right there.
yeah, no, just what you wanted to see.
So free kick. That was deflected in front. Trying to set back. Ramos in another mid-collision. They let play go, trying to finish out the entirety of this match. And that should do it right there with the kick out of bounds, and this being a free kick, goal kick for Beidel. Quickly on it, though, with the punt.
9, 8, 7.
Waiting for it, Moresco.
4, 3.
And with the final seconds of this match, Lawrence Tech has their 5th consecutive shutout performance as they knock off Indiana Tech by a final score of 3-0, and they are currently 1-0 in conference play. A beautiful performance again by Gabby Nelson and goalkeeper, surpassing 300 minutes as the goalkeeping spot without allowing the goal over the last 5-game span, and give all credit to the defense, holding Indiana Tech to no shots on goal. Alex, your quick thoughts.
Yeah, great work defensively for the Blue Devils here tonight. Starting off, WAC plays strong. No shots on goal allowed, and the defense, grinding in, as well as Gabby Nelson being stellar in that again here tonight. And you gotta feel really happy if you're Coach Richards and squad, getting a shutout victory and starting off conference play 1-0.
The 3 goals put in courtesy of Malia May. She had 2 of them on the night, both within the 47th minute. That was early on in the second half, and back in the 38th minute of the first half. And then starting it all off was Bridget Finneran back in the 29th minute, giving LTU the early lead, and they have kept that lead ever since. 5 straight shutouts, and to improve their overall record to 4-1-2 in conference play, 1-0 and 4-1-2 in overall, 1-0 in conference play. So tune in next Wednesday at 7 p.m. back here on the LTU Sports Network when this same group of ladies takes on Rochester, the Warriors of Rochester University. Signing off for now, Alex Johnson and John So saying so long from Southfield.